I am here with my new friend Carly. We've gotten connected through our business, and I've just been able to see her show up as an incredible leader for our community and have loved like learning from her. And so I definitely was like, hey, I would love to have you on my page and just have people meet you because you guys have such a unique and maybe not so unique, but a story that I feel like so many people can relate to, but a unique story of how she was able to overcome so many obstacles to really seeing just like breakthrough for her family this year, and because of a decision to say yes. And I think that this will be something that will inspire so many of you when you hear from her and hear her story and just her walk of life over the last year or so. And I'm excited to share with you guys kind of what we're working on and how it might really be able to benefit you as well. So Carly, thanks for hopping on with me. I appreciate your time. I know you have littles at home as well, and so we're squeezing this in around mom life. But Carly, I'm kind of introduce yourself a little bit and your background, just so we can kind of get to know you a little.
Hey, well, she already told y'all I'm Carly. I'm Carly Meaker from Mississippi. I started this incredible journey July 31st, actually. So I've been doing it a little over 5 months. And what I'll tell you is a simple yes is one of the most important things you'll ever do for yourself and your family. Because I could have easily said no to this when it was presented to me because I had every reason to say no. I had things fighting against me, like we were negative $722. And let me give you a little backstory as to why we were in such a financial hardship is because last December, 21st to be exact, my husband broke his neck and back in an accident. He was in a motocross wreck. Our family was there. We all saw it. He was airlifted. Y'all can understand that bill alone. The medical bills piled up, our regular bills piled up. There was times where mommy didn't eat, so everybody else could eat in the house, but they didn't know that because that's what we do as moms. And the constant stress and the constant overwhelm, financial hardship and watching your husband barely walking and not being able to do for himself. And you're the one holding your family together. And for 7 months, that was my life. And 2 months prior, we as moms, we try to take care of everything. We try to force everything. And I had to lay it down and I had to give it to the man upstairs. And let me just tell you, that was the best thing I could have done because when this fell in my lap, I knew it was for me. And I knew it was exactly what I'd been praying for. And so when I was approached, I didn't want to share exactly what I was going through, but she kept being persistent. And I was like, okay, well, here's my story. This is what's going on. I don't have the money. I'm negative in my account right now. And I contemplated, like, should I push us further, and do this? Like, just take that leap of faith. And so, I prayed about it and I kept wondering, like, okay, what can I do? How can I do this? How can I make this happen for my family? Because I knew I wouldn't fail. I knew that failure was off the table. I knew that I was going to make this work no matter what I had to do to get started. And so I borrowed the money from one of my best friends and I came in as an elite and 2 weeks later upgraded. But 5 days into this business, my phone was shut off and I work from home anyways. And needless to say, it was challenging, but got my phone cut back on and 2 weeks later upgraded to turbo. I started that Sunday with a little over $1,000 and I ended that Sunday night with over $2,000. And I was just mind blown. Like I was crying over $400, much less $2,000 and almost $1,000 in a day. And an income claim disclaimer. These are my personal results. Okay. Results are not guaranteed. I have to throw that in there. But my very first month with this company, y'all, I got busy. Like I said, failure was off the table completely. Like it was not an option. I was a mama with her back against a wall and a hole to climb out of. And I was going to do whatever I could with baby number 4 on the way. And so needless to say, my first month, we had an amazing promo going on and momentum, money and momentum, they love speed. And so needless to say, I made $25,000 my very first month. I've been doing this for 5 and I've made over $40,000. These are my personal results. And it's been truly such a blessing to be able to inspire more people to say yes, to help people on this journey, to pour into our community and to be a part of something that feels like home. And this is where I was supposed to be all along. And I mean, what better way to help moms like us, our stay-at-home moms, be able to provide an income for our families and to be able to take our families from some people won't have the same story. some people won't have it as hard as we had it because of the challenge we overcame. But, there's a lot of mamas out here that are just like me and Natalie that want to provide for our family and bring an income in. And this was the easiest yes I could have said yes to, because it's travel. It's travel. Instead of waiting for retirement, waiting for that one day that hopefully one day we get to go on that trip that we've always wanted to go. We get to do that now. And I'd love to share testimonials like with using our platform just by booking a couple of trips for our pre-launch in Vegas and then, a trip to surprise my best friend. Y'all, I earned so many travel credits and loyalty points every month that have literally let me stay in a hotel 2 different times for absolutely $0 by using and taking advantage of my Travel Advantage platform. So our product is truly incredible. It does what it says it does. It saved me probably $350, $370, I think is actually the accurate. So it's truly just been amazing because those 2 trips were not planned. They were like kind of impromptu. And we were like, we don't want to spend the money. My husband's like, I don't want to spend the money. And I was like, but just wait. Let me test out my travel platform. And sure enough, whenever I got it and I got the email and it said it totaled out to $0, I was like, oh my gosh, it hit Christmas before Christmas. Y'all, it's just incredible. And it's just an opportunity. Like you can use it solely for travel, just for your traveling perks and stuff if you're a ball mom or something. But also you can use it to create a substantial income for your family just by sharing this with people. And so I absolutely love it. And the reason I love it is because it gave me hope again. I can breathe again. I can dream again, and I can turn that pain into purpose. And I can help more moms that are up all night. They weren't eating because they're so stressed out. They, or you don't have enough food to feed your whole family. So, I know that people out here that are, if you're listening, like take a chance on yourself, take a chance on your family. We say we'll die for our family, but will you live for them? And how do we live for them? We live for our families through the actions that we take, the belief in ourselves to just show up. Even like I'm still sick, been sick over a week, pregnant, and I still show up because this is truly such an opportunity to bless someone else that might be going through the same thing I go through, or something that maybe Natalie is experiencing, or someone else in our company that is experiencing. And so we truly I love being a part of this. And I'm so thankful that you asked me for this interview because it inspires me just to keep going, and it to know that my story has inspired somebody else. Yeah. It's truly a beautiful thing. Like I didn't expect my story, but I had to get honest with myself and honest with everyone else because I was in the digital marketing space for a while and I retired from that space. But sometimes we think more is better instead of just one thing. So this is my home. This is what I promote. And this is what I absolutely love because it gave me hope again. And if you're in that place, if you're watching this, just know there is hope for you. And all it takes is simple yes and just plugging in and asking for the information, reaching out for the information, getting your hands on it to see what we're so happy about and so in love with because it's really incredible opportunity.
I mean, man, I want to take so many clips of things that you shared because I think that what you said is so powerful, like your story, and that you're willing to share that. So I just appreciate that. I know that's vulnerable, right? To kind of share where you were, but I think, like I said at the beginning, so many people relate to that. I mean, I even can relate of, we didn't have, a tragedy and things like that, but we went from having income streams and then different things happened so unexpectedly financially, like we lost everything and we were literally having to start over. I didn't have the money to get started, but I was like I was like, I believe in myself. Like failure's not an option. And what's the alternative? Like I go get a job. When like that to me was not an alternative because then that means I'm not living in my purpose and like getting to be home with Elias and it's just straining on the family, right? And so I just loved when I got to hear your story too, and I thought, okay, like you guys ever hear stories and you're like, if she can do it, I can do it. That's the mentality you have to have. And so I think that you definitely bring that. And I'd love for you to touch base on that a little bit. So did you guys hear she's pregnant with baby number 4, right? Is that what you said? So I'm like 4, because at first I thought you were your 5th. I was like, no, but still, like,
no. I'm done. I'm done.
Right. And she stepped out in that kind of faith over fear. Right. But I love that you said, like, you knew you wouldn't fail. So could you maybe share a little bit about how did you get that knowing? Like where did that belief come from, and how, if somebody's looking at this and like feeling that same way, like I don't have the money to get started, we're completely financially strapped, all these things are going on, but how did they get that belief of like, but that doesn't matter because I know I'm not going to fail? Could you touch on that for a second?
It literally, it wasn't even, there was no other option. There was no plan B. There was no C. There was no D. There was literally, this is it. And I knew it in my bones. That's just, I prayed for 7 months for breakthrough. And when I saw this, I first instantly said, no, not happening, not doing something like that. I swore that off, right? Just knew. And I just had that mother's instinct of, I'm pregnant, bringing my fourth baby into the world. And I just remember with my 3-year-old, I just remember how hard and why she was my fuel. She was my first goal, actually, with digital marketing. So I started digital marketing February 24, and I set my goals, wrote them down, and I said that I would be retired in 2024 and I would bring my baby home from daycare in 2024. Because every single day I dropped her off for someone else to raise her. It killed me. I cried every single day. And I just thought, I can't do that again. And I can't put my unborn baby girl in daycare. And I just refused. I refused to fail. And that's the mentality you have to go into this with. You have to go into it with a knowing. You have to go into it with a belief in yourself and your capabilities, because we're all capable of doing this. We all want to do it because we lack that belief in ourselves. And a lot of people don't actually believe in their products. But when I saw it was travel, it had been around for over 12 years, profitable, debt-free, in 150 other countries, I was like, this ticks every single box. Like, how would I say no to this? This is a no-brainer. And so that for me just verified. And I was like, okay, I'm 100% in this. I'm going. Like within moments, I'm telling you, I signed up. 3 minutes later, I had a piece of content posted. And I think I posted like 4 pieces of content before the night was over with. I was so excited. And I was like, you're going to do this. You're going to do this all the way. You're going to go all in. And you, like with success, you can't tiptoe. You have to make that decision before you even sign that dotted line. You will be successful. You will make this work. You will put everything in and love Nate whenever he talks. I'm all in, because you have to be all in. You can't tiptoe in. You can't put a finger in. You can't think one day this isn't going to work, or one day, yeah, it is. You got to be all in from day one. From the moment you sign, I'm all in, and I'm going to make this work, and I'm going to at least bless 3 people. I'm going to bless 3 people, because I couldn't think of the monthly. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to bless 3 people. I know 3 people. And so, I just ran with this, and you got to have an unshakable belief in yourself and in your product and service.
Well, I love that. And you guys, I think I've rewatched this over and over again. There's so much here for you guys. And that's what we want to invite you into. Like she, kind of shared a little bit, and we can definitely dive into more. We actually, if you're watching this today on Wednesday, we do have a phenomenal live call happening tonight with one of our amazing mentors and launch leaders. It would be worth your time to see what this is about and how this could benefit and bless your family too, and just continue to elevate you and your business and your finances, because we're launching North America. And like she said, this has the stability, the longevity, the track record, the profitability. And that's what really, for me, being in different things kind of over the years, that's what really set it apart for me too. Yeah. I was like, okay, it's not just a branding thing and here today, gone tomorrow. Like there's already a proven, track record in place. There's systems that we have, phenomenal kingdom community that I love, that we've been able in the movement, the culture that we have here. And so you guys, with the launch of the biggest market in the world, like pretty much, like this, the timing could not be better. And look at those models I have personally seen in my 11 years in the online space. So that's
never seen a compensation plan.
Like have a digital marketing background too. And yeah, you can make good money there. You can get one-time commissions though that you're constantly have to refill.
One and done. And this is 1 over 1 over 1. Just month over month.
And digital. So you guys are going to love the aspect of it. And like I said, it's travel, it's fun, it's simple. But yeah, we want to share more with you. So go ahead and drop launch below if you want to hear about how you can be a part of the launch here. get your position, like what that would look like for you, and we can talk about your goals and see how this to be met here. Because we're just so excited about what we have coming. And Carly, I just thank you again for your time and sharing your story. And we look forward to letting you come and see what our community is all about. So,
yeah,
we'll see you.
You'll love it.